What is going on, family? It's your boy Terrell Bennett back with another video, man. I know it's been a while, but I'm adamant, I promise you, I'm adamant about being consistent on YouTube.
Beep, beep. Oh my God, what's going on? Beep, 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 beep. My bullcrap meter's going crazy. Beep, 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 beep.
Next year, man. Starting now, you know what I'm saying? Starting now, man. But 2026, I really want to get back being consistent. A lot has happened since the last time we talked. I think the last video that I put out was a vlog. My wife was pregnant at the time. We was in the third trimester, and we had our son. You know, we had a son, and it's been a whole year. Like, my son is 1, so that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We moved a lot. You know, we from Atlanta, but we moved from Atlanta to Hawaii. Then we spent like 6 months in Hawaii, and we moved back to Atlanta for a few months, then moved from Atlanta all the way back to Kuwait, the country of Kuwait. That's where we at right now. But a lot has happened, man. A lot has happened, and I'll fill y'all in, you know, on another video. But this video is a good one. It's gonna be a good one. So me and my homeboy, shout out to my boy Conde, man, we was talking the other day, and we was just talking about, you know, prop firms. We was talking about the prop industry. And so we've been trading our personal accounts all year, and both of us been having great years with our personal account, but I want to take my shit to the next level. So I told him, I was like, hey man, I'm thinking about getting back into the prop firm game, you know, because the last time I had a prop account was 2022, maybe. I think the last time, like when I had made the 20 grand, it was 2022 with my Forex funds. That shows you how long it's been since I had a prop account. But you know, now that the dust is settled, now that all of the fly-by-night companies then came and went, you know, and now the strongest survived, now I feel confident getting back into the prop industry. You know, not saying that, you know, companies won't fall and nothing like that, but I feel a lot confident now because there is rules, there is regulations, there is all these things. And I'm talking about CFDs, I'm talking about Forex, I'm not talking about the future side. So me and him had a conversation about it, and I was like, man, I really want to get back into it. And I've been keeping up with the prop industry. I've been keeping up with all the rules and all that stuff because I knew eventually, once the dust settled, I wanted to get back into that. So now that has happened, I feel more confident doing it. So me and him had the question. I asked him this question. I was like, can you still make money with prop firms? Like, that's the question. Can you still make money with prop firms? Because you see everybody that has shifted to futures. It's not too many people still talking about like Forex prop firms and getting payouts and stuff like that. So I said, okay, boom, let's get into it. So that's why this is how this video came alive, right? Well, came to life. So I bought a 200K instant funded account because I've done the 2 steps and I wanted to try something different, right? I've done the 2 steps, and honestly, all the 2 steps are still the same, except for some people have consistency rules and some people don't. But I wanted to get an instant funding because I just wanted to try it out, honestly, because I wanted to bypass the challenges. I wanted to bypass all that stuff. So I wanted to see if you can actually get a payout from these instant funding accounts, because a lot of people have been pushing them lately. So I bought a 200K instant funded account from Blue Guardian. This is no way, shape, or form sponsored by them at all. Like, I paid my real money for it. They didn't give me nothing for free. I have no association with them whatsoever. This was just something that I seen. They had a stupid deal, Black Friday deal, so I bought it. And so, you know, before that, I had read through all the FAQs and I read through all the rules, and there is a lot of rules, and we're gonna get into that. There's a shit ton of rules, and it kind of does make it hard to get a payout, not gonna lie. But I told myself, okay, I see the rules, now I need to come at this from a strategic way to actually get a payout, right? So let's just jump into, like, I got my computer in front of me. I'm gonna be talking to y'all while I'm on the computer. When I edit this thing, y'all will be able to see what I see. So let's just get into the rules, you know, because there are a lot of rules when it comes to instant funded accounts. And I was blown away, actually. I was like, God almighty. Like, they making it hard. I ain't gonna lie. They making it a little difficult to get a payout. But I think as a trader, when you are consistent in your approach, you know what you're doing, and you can attack it in a way that's gonna help you get a payout. So hopefully I can attack this thing in a way that I can get a payout from it. I feel like I can. I honestly do. The rules there's a lot of rules, but I can maneuver through it because I done came up with a strategy to be able to do so. So let's get into the rules, right? So first of all, like I said, I'm on my laptop, but y'all will be able to see what I'm seeing. So we're looking at the screen. We on BlueGuardian.com, and first things first, they always running a sale, by the way, always. Whether it's 30% or 40% off, but Black Friday they had a 50% off sale, so I took advantage of that. So let's go to rules, instant funded account, standard. So these are the rules, right? So I got the standard account. So these are the rules. So first things first, I noticed that the minimum trading period days, right? There's 5. And that's fine. Like most people have a minimum trading day. But the thing that got me was on those 5 days, you have to achieve at least a 0.5% profit, right? And it doesn't have to be consecutive, right? And any day with at least 0.5% profit counts towards the 5-day trading period. All right, that's one rule. Okay, I said, okay, that's no problem. I got something for that. The drawdown, the max drawdown is trailing, right? I don't like trailing drawdown, I'm gonna be honest with you, because if you go on a losing streak, like if you up and you go on a losing streak, depending on your risk management, you done. But it is what it is. So they have a max trailing drawdown. For the instant funded account, it is 6%. So, okay, that's cool, no problem. That's rule number 2. I don't use EAs. I thought about using a trade copier because I got my personal account, I got another challenge that I'm going through right now, and I have this instant funded account. But I honestly just been trading all 3 of them manually. And I have this with, the platform I'm using with this account is Trade Locker, which I love. My personal account was MT4, and my challenge account is Trade Locker. So I love Trade Locker, man. But I'm not using a trade copier, but it is allowed, which is cool. Max allocation, 400K. Yeah, the drawdown is trailing. And they showed this like a few times, so they letting you know that it's trailing, bro. Max daily loss, 3%. Okay. Max drawdown, like I said, is 6% trailing off your highest watermark closing trade made. So if your account reaches 6% on your starting balance, your trailing drawdown will be locked at your starting balance. Okay, let's break that down. So if you get your account up 6%, for me, I'm on a 200K account. So if I get it to $12,000, my trailing drawdown locks at 200K. It can't go below 200K at that point. So that's what they mean by that. And that's just an explanation of what I just said pretty much. Leverage, I don't use leverage like that, but that's good to know. I don't overextend myself at all. The minimum holding time is 2 minutes. Like I'm a swing trader, so I'm not a high frequency guy, so that doesn't matter to me. Again, drawdown trailing, yes. Can you hold over the weekend? Yes. And overnight, yes. News trading, they have it where, you can't open or close a trade. What's that? Closing trades 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after a red folder. So high impact news, that's fine. I don't do that anyway. And hedging, stop losses, I don't hedge. I always use a stop loss. And martingale, I don't use that at all. And how does drawdown affect payouts? So this is the thing, right? This is one of the things I was like, okay, they kind of make it hard to where you can't take the full amount of profit out from these accounts, these instant funded accounts. So I'll give it to y'all, right? You start out with a 100K account. Your daily drawdown is 3% and your max trailing is 6%. Your daily drawdown level is 97,000 and your max trailing is 94,000. So if you make $8,000 profit, you request a withdrawal of $6,000. Being that your account achieves 6%, your max drawdown is locked in at 100K. This now leaves you with only 2% of max drawdown. So after you get that payout, your max drawdown is only 2% from that point on, right? Until you build the account back up, and then, you still in profit, but you build that account back up to, let's say, another, 6%, 8%, and you take it. But if you lose that 2%, then you blow the account, right? So example number 2, you start out with a 100K account, your daily drawdown is 3%, your trailing is 6%, the daily drawdown level is 97, the max is 94. Let's say you make $15,000 profit and you request a withdrawal of $8,000, being that excuse me, being that your account reached $6,000, 6%, your max drawdown is locked at $100,000. Now you have a buffer of $7,000 till max drawdown at 100K. So pretty much, once you get above that 6% threshold, the account locks at your initial balance, and everything after that, you can take profit, like the first example, you can take profit and only leave yourself 2%, but I'm seeing now that in order for you to really keep this account long term, you're gonna have to leave a big buffer in there. And honestly, I'm not a fan of that, because what if the prop firm go down? We seen that in the past, excuse me. We seen that in the past. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. We seen that in the past where people was trading these accounts and they was leaving buffers in them, and the prop firm went down. And now you are out of $7,000. You are out of all this profit that you got sitting in this account because you wanted to build a cushion. But I understand, in order for me to keep this account long term, this is something that I may have to do. Example 3, you start out with 100K, daily drawdown is 3%, max is 6, 97, 94, and you make $6,000 profit. The max, look at this, the max that you can withdraw is $5,000 because of the 1% fixed buffer. After withdrawing, your balance is now 101 and your max drawdown is locked in at 100K, which means that you only have $1,000 that you can lose before blowing that account. So in order for me to keep this thing long term, like I said, I may have to trade this. I may have to trade this up, until I get like 15, 30%. But will I do that? Absolutely not. I don't think I will. I'm just being honest with y'all. So that is one of the key factors. Consistency rule, 20%, right? So I noticed that a lot of people started to come out with these consistency rules when it comes to prop firms. The only people that I think that don't have them, actually Blue Guardian on the 2-step, like standard account, don't have a consistency rule. And of course, FTMO don't have a consistency rule. But for the most part, everybody else, even on the 2-steps, they got a consistency rule of like 20%, 40%. So consistency rule, let's read this. So consistency rule applies to Blue Guardian instant funded challenges. Please make sure you read below carefully before you start trading. On the instant funded challenges, a consistency rule of 20% applies. That means that one trading day cannot equal or be greater than 20% of your total profits made. When the profits on one trading day equals or is greater than 20% of your total profits made, that payout period, you cannot request a payout until the highest profit trading day falls below 20% of the total profits made on that account within that particular period. Okay, cool. So when I seen that, I said, okay, I have to really approach this from a strategic standpoint. Like, I can't focus on having like massive days on this account, because the bigger the day that I have, the longer I'm gonna have to trade this account, the bigger I'm gonna have to get the profit, and the more likely I may blow the account, just being honest. So it said, what if I make more than 20% of my total P&L in one day? Will that breach my account? Your account will not be terminated if you violate the 20% rule. You must continue trading and make more profits until the highest profit trading day falls below the 20% of total profits. For example, if you make $1,000 in one trading day, you will at least need to reach $5,000 in total profits within that period to be able to withdraw profits from your account, right? So this is really keeping you from having those big, massive days. And I'm gonna be honest, with me being a swing trader, sometimes I have those massive, I've been holding trades for days. So I have a massive day where I close the trade and it may be a 5-to-1, 6-to-1, But on this account, I can't afford to do that unless I'm willing to trade this thing into a bigger profit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I am. So that is in other rules, right? This is another thing that caught me, right? Cheating, I don't do that. Like high frequency, I don't do that. Changing the password, account inactivity, I ain't worry about that. The gambling rule, we have a strict policy against trading strategies that are deemed all or nothing. I ain't gonna lie, in the past, on like challenges, I used to do that. When I used to be in them situations where I'm in drawdown and I got like 2% left, man, I'm gonna risk the whole 2. Whatever, let's see if I can dig myself out of it. But I see what they saying, because a lot of people would go and risk, you know, they was like quick pass, quick fail. I'm gonna risk 4%. I can only lose 5% in one day. I'm gonna risk 4%. I can only lose 3% in one day. I'm gonna risk 2.5 or 2.8 or 2.9% to just fail this thing or pass this thing. So that keeps you. So that's one of the reasons why the consistency rule is in place, because I know a lot of people that was doing that, myself included. But yeah, is there a other rule? I don't think that there is. Exit strategies, example strategies, gambling. Okay, all right. So those are all the rules. Okay, cool. Those are all the rules, right? I'm gonna grab my notebook real fast, because now that we have the rules to the game, what's the strategy now? All right, how are we gonna approach this thing, right? So, first things first, I told myself that I'm gonna have to lower my risk. I usually trade risk 1% per trade when I trade prop accounts. But for this instant funding, I need to lower my risk. So I said, okay, I'm gonna lower my risk to 0.5% per trade, because like I said, there's a 6% trailing drawdown, which means that if I risk 1%, I have 6 opportunities to like grow this or blow the account. So I said, okay, let me lower my risk to 0.5%. That gives me 12 opportunities, right? And that also helps with the trailing drawdown, because even if I go on a losing streak, I've never been on a 12 trade losing streak. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So even if I go on a losing streak, I'm not gonna blow the account. I'ma still have room to dig myself out of it and get back into profit, right? So that's first things first. Risk management, lowering the risk to 0.5%. And then to alleviate me having those big days, I'm not a fan, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not a fan of setting hard take profits.
I don't like that, that's disgusting.
I don't set hard take profits when I trade, because I don't want to miss out on those massive days. I don't want to miss out on those trades that go 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 7 to 1. Like earlier this year, I missed out on a massive trade. And like if I would have just held it for a week, I think it was like a 20 to 1. It was crazy, but I missed out on it. I was in it, but I missed out on that move. But with this account, I can't do that. So I said, okay, I have to set a hard take profit when I place these trades at a 2 to 1, because I don't want to have a massive day and have to continue to trade this account until I get under that 20% consistency rule, right? So me making $2,000 per trade, $2,000 per trade, $2,000 per trade, $2,000 per trade, all I have to do is trade this account up to $10,000, and then I can request a payout, right? So I told myself, don't be in a rush to get a payout. Why be in a rush? Like I have my personal account, which is, I have a job, like I still work. I have my personal account that I trade. Like I don't have, there's no rush for me to get a payout. So let's just be strategic. Let's approach this thing calmly and just stay process oriented and focused, right? I'm not in a rush. So if it takes me a month to get a payout, if it takes me a month and a half, 2 months to get a payout, it is what it is, right? Because I have to be strategic when it comes to this. Okay, and so the plan, right, is to take this trading account to 7%, right, which is 14K. And once I get the account to 14K, then I'll request a payout, because what I want to do is I want to leave a little buffer. I don't know, man. It might change, because first things first, like I want to get that payout first. Like I don't want to sit here and try to trade this thing into it's 30, 40, 50,000 and then they be like, oh no, you can't request a payout, or they go down. So my thing is I'm going to get it to 14K, which is 7%, and then I'm going to request a payout, and I have to leave 1% in there, period. So I'm going to request a payout probably for 10K. Right? So I have a 2% buffer left in there. Yeah, I can request I'll request one for 5%, 10K. And then I have a 2% buffer in there. And being that I have a 2% buffer in there, I'm risking 0.5%. So that's 4 trades. Have I been on a 4-trade losing streak? I have. So once I do that, once I get to that point, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but that's the plan, right? So let's just go back through the plan again. Lower the risk 0.5% per trade. That gives me 12 opportunities, right? That helps with the trailing drawdown, so I don't blow the account. And also taking hard profits at 2% on each trade. I mean, on 2 to 1, I'm sorry, at each trade. So I'll essentially be making $2,000, 1% every trade. Because that stops me from having those big days, which means that I'm gonna have to trade this thing longer than I want to. And also, that helps with the consistency rule. And last but not least, that's not last but not least, but I'm not in a rush, right? Don't be in a rush to make a profit and make a payout. Trade it strategically, stay focused, stay calm, and stay process oriented, most definitely. And trade this account till I get to 7%, right? Get it to 7%, request a payout for 10K. They do an 80-20 split. So I'll get 8K, they'll take their 2K, and then I have 4K left over to start the next trading period, right? So yeah, that's it, man. That's the rules to this thing, this instant funded account. And I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I'm gonna be dropping a video every single week on the progress of this account. If I lose it, if I blow it, if I'm in drawdown, if I'm in profit, whatever the case is, right? So I actually traded it this week. I'm not gonna tell you the results. I'll drop that next week, so you guys know. But yeah, man, that's it. That's the plan. Those are the rules to the game. That's my plan to how to attack this thing strategically. And yeah, man, let's get a payout. Let's get a payout, man. I told myself I have a goal for next year to get $2 million in funding across multiple prop firms. And this is kind of the start. Do I see myself holding this funded account for a long period of time? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know as of right now. I don't think with the rules that they have in place, I don't know, you know what I mean? So like I said, I still have a 2-step challenge that I'm in right now. I'm in phase 1, I'm up like 1% right now, nothing too crazy. But I prefer the 2 steps. I just wanted to try the instant funding just to see how it is, man. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. I done probably talked y'all head off. It's good to see y'all. It's good to talk to y'all. I miss y'all, I hope y'all miss me. It's been a while, but we gonna catch up. We gonna get, we gonna build a bond back. Don't worry about it. But anyway, it's been great talking to y'all, man. It's your boy Terrell Bennett, back again, man. Forex Executives. We're gonna take this shit to the moon. I'm trying to be consistent. Ain't no trying. I will be consistent with uploading. I will be consistent with talking to you guys every week because I miss y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a lot of shit to say. I like talking. But y'all know the motto, man. If y'all seen any of my past videos, all pressure, all precision, all performance, in everything that we do. I'll see y'all next week. I love y'all. Peace.